Woohoo! Friday, last period of the day. Happy Friday, everyone. What a joy to see you all. Hope you all are having a great day. Make sure to turn on your video if you haven't already so that I can see your beautiful faces. Oh my gosh, look at everyone. Yay. Taryn, is that how you pronounce your name? No. Yeah.
I had the wrong computer. It's BJ.
Okay. Can you change your name so that I can take attendance?
I did.
Beautiful. Thank you. Beautiful. All right. Where are my where are my tabs? No, I don't want that. Yes, I want that. Okay, great. Guys, you know me. Friday. Slightly losing it. All right, here we go. Happy Friday. It is August 7th, 2020. All right, first question of the day. What is your favorite smell? Write that answer in the chat. This question is inspired because I was watching Harry Potter the other night. And in the 6th movie, they make this like lucky potion and it's supposed to smell like whatever your favorite smell is. And then I was thinking about my favorite smells and I was like, I wonder what your all's favorite smells are. So that's why I came up with this question. That's the backstory. Did you need to know that? Probably not. But I felt the need to share it with you. So here we are. And then number 2, what are some key features of a rational function graph? That's the type of graph that we talked about yesterday. So make sure to grab those notes and type it in the chat what are your key features. Candles, love it. Bath and Body Works candle called Pumpkin Apple. Okay, to Karen. Have you ever smelled leaves at Bath and Body Works? Incredible, great candle. My personal is Fresh Laundry. Ooh, the vanilla from Bath and Body Works. Okay, we love a good BBW. Nope, B&BW. Milk and honey. Okay, cool. Francie doesn't have a favorite smell. So weird. Winter candy apple. Okay. Banana. Warm vanilla. Coffee. Pine. Ooh, I haven't heard pine yet today, but that's a good smell. 20 more seconds and then we'll go over question number 2. So 20 more seconds to get your favorite smell in the chat. All right, first question. What is one key feature of a rational function graph? What is one key feature of a rational function graph? What do you think, Nancy?
We're answering the second question? Mm-hmm. What are some key features of the rational graphic? What do you mean, like key features?
Tell me something about the graph that we talked about yesterday. It could be anything. It's an open-ended question.
Oh, okay. Left means, I think, isn't left is positive? No, actually, yeah, left is positive and right is negative.
Yep, and the variable that tells us that we're going left and right is called h. Good key feature. Q, tell me something else about a rational function graph.
Oh, man. Oh, it's too.
Isn't the K like the vertical? I guess. I don't know.
Yep, that's perfect. Thanks for sharing. Good.
I bet.
What else can you tell me about a rational function graph? Liana.
Oh.
Let me see. Let me look through the notes. Okay, the standard form is fxa over x minus h plus k.
Good. Thanks for sharing. What else can you tell me about a rational function graph? Hannah.
There's two types of relations. So there's a direct relation and an inverse relation. And the direct relation, I think they're equal or something like that. And the inverse is like opposite.
So
I
you're
don't know what's like.
direct and inverse variation, which is what we talked about a couple days ago. But remember that the rational function graph is just inverse variation. So for all rational function graphs, your x is always going to be in the denominator, at the bottom of your fraction. All right. Anyone else? I'll take a volunteer now. So thank you all for sharing. Any other things that we haven't covered? There's a few we haven't covered. So go ahead and unmute yourself if you have something to add. What do we know about rational function graphs?
Oh. So what is the other one?
What shape do they have?
Oh, a parabola.
A hyperbola. So that means that we have two curves going in opposite directions. A parabola, Nancy, is a U shape. Hyperbola is two curves.
Right.
Else? There's so many to talk about.
Oh wow, this is still on mute.
What are those lines that we call the horizontal and the vertical? What are those lines that we can't cross? We can get really close to, but we can't cross. What do we call those?
Parallel.
Not parallel, specifically for rational function graphs. So what did we call those lines that we get close to but can never cross?
The is it like the asymptote or something? Is that it?
Yep, beautiful. Yes, asymptotes. So those are the key features. Anything else? Anything else? All right, I think you guys nailed it. So well done. Let's go ahead and get started with our notes for today. So yesterday we left off the front page, so we still need to do the back page of the notes. Before we get started on the notes, oh my gosh, we forgot to do good things. Let's go ahead and do good things. Today's good things are coming from, do I want to call on today? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and call on, let's do Karen, Nancy, and Q. What are your good things? Go ahead, Karen.
I guess I don't have to work today. I mean, either way, I don't work Fridays, but it feels nice.
Are you going to do anything with your time off?
I was supposed to, but my mother is on some stuff, so she's not letting me out the house, it seems like.
Okay. Stay strong, Karen. All right. Thanks for sharing. Nancy, what's your good thing?
I don't know. Oh well, I have to stay up today to do some homework because I gotta finish some of the classes. Like for you too, I gotta finish some homework for you, so I gotta stay up.
Oh my God, aren't you the luckiest gal? You're gonna have such a fun night tonight.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be so fun because I gotta go work today too. So
Bummer. But at least you get to get some math in. And any day with math is a great day. Am I right, everyone?
no,
Maybe.
It's a good thing that you're all on mute because I'm sure that the cheers would just be insane. It would be so crazy. All right. Thanks for sharing, Nancy. Q, what's your good thing?
I guess I don't know. I'm finished with pretty much all my homework, so I don't really gotta do anything this weekend.
Woohoo! Exciting. You even finished your math homework?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if we have one today, so
We don't
I
have
guess
one
hope
today, but if you finished yesterday's, man, you're on the right track.
Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm set then.
Okay, cool. My is that today's Friday, and y'all know Friday's the best day because it's Pizza Friday. You better believe I'm ordering a pizza tonight. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Before we do the back of the notes, are there any questions about the assignment on Big Ideas Math? Remember that's due on Monday, but I can answer any questions you might have now.
Okay, so far we've only had 2 assignments, right?
You've only had 7.1, and then now you have 7.2.
Okay, and then the first assignment we had was what's it called? We have to take a picture of it and send it to you through Canvas, right?
Yeah, so that was the first assignment, and you've only had 2 assignments on Big Ideas Math.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions? All right, let's go ahead and get our notes out and then get this party started. So number 1, today we're gonna just graph each function, and then we're gonna identify the domain, range, and asymptote. So a continuation of what we did yesterday. All right, so the first one, we've got f of x equals 1 over x minus 2. Your first step when you look at these problems to graph, actually before we even do this, quick poll question. Do you have a graphing calculator? Say yes or no in the chat right now. Do you have a graphing calculator? Say yes or no in the chat. Okay, so we're about half and half. For those of you that have your graphing calculator, go ahead and take it out. For those of you that don't have a graphing calculator, no worries. If you can get out a regular calculator, that will work too. I'll show everyone both ways to do these problems, and then depending on whether you have a calculator or not, you can choose which path makes the most sense to you, yeah? All right, so back to the original question. So every time we look at a function, we can figure out the h and the k. And h is the horizontal shift. It's the number that's underneath the fraction in the denominator next to the x, and then the k is the number outside. So first question, what's the h and k for this function 1 over x minus 2? I'm gonna go ahead and call on someone for that. What is the h and what is the k? What do you think, Sandra?
You say the H and the K?
Mm-hmm.
The H is a -2.
So the h is the k is actually going to be -2 because you see how the -2 is after the fraction. So k always comes after the fraction. The h is going to be the number next to the x. Is there a number next to my x?
No.
No. So if there is no number to my next to my x, the h is actually going to be 0.
Okay.
All right. The next thing we know is from the h and k, we can find the vertical asymptote and the horizontal asymptote. So the vertical asymptote and the horizontal asymptote. The vertical asymptote is always going to be this equation. So it's always in the format x equals whatever your h value is, but it's going to be the opposite sign. So if it's a positive, you're going to change it to a negative. If it's a negative, you're going to change it to a positive. And then your horizontal asymptote will be y is equal to k. All right, what's my vertical asymptote gonna be? Venus.
Can you hear me? Hold on, which one is the vertical? Hold on. It's gonna be 0.
X is equal to 0 for the vertical. What's the horizontal going to be, Branson?
What was the question?
What's the horizontal asymptote going to be? Why?
Hold on, I'm trying to answer a question there.
Vertical asymptotes in
Why? Won't it be? Hold on.
too much to add.
Oh my.
Trolling you in the background.
Huh?
Not trolling you in the background. You want to join the
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
All right, Branson, I'm going to help you out. So unmute yourself.
Okay.
All right. So remember the equation for horizontal asymptote is y equals k. So what's your k value? We already have it up there.
Keep going.
What's your k value? It's already written up there for you.
What?
Your k value. K value.
Okay.
What's your k value?
Oh, so it's gonna be -2? No.
All right. Let's go ahead and do the domain and range. So the domain, remember to use this fancy bracket. And you're going to say the domain is all real numbers, so all x values, except 0. And where do we get that 0 from? Right here from the vertical asymptote. So x, domain is all real numbers. The way we explain this is to say all real numbers except 0. The range always has to deal with y, and that's all real numbers except -2. Questions on domain and range? All right, let's go ahead and graph the asymptotes first. So let's go ahead and graph x equals 0 first. So where it crosses at 0, so this vertical line, we're going to draw our asymptote. So I'm just doing a dashed line at x equals 0. And the horizontal asymptote is y equals -2. So you're going to find -2, and you're going to draw a horizontal line through there. So remember, those are the lines that your graph can get very close to, but never actually touch. All right. Next, we're going to go ahead and find a table of values. So, right, x and y. How do you figure out which x values to use? Well, it always depends on your vertical asymptote. So since your vertical asymptote is 0, that goes in the middle of your table. And you're going to choose 2 values that are greater than x. So I'm going to do 1 and 2. And 2 values that are less than x. So I'm going to go with -1 and -2. All right, so I'm going to show you both methods. So whether you have a graphing calculator or not, I'll show you both methods. So the first method I'll show you is if you do not have a graphing calculator. So if you don't have a graphing calculator, what you're going to need to do is plug in each of these x values into the function to get the y value. Make sure that you're using parentheses, because if you don't use parentheses, your calculator could get confused and it will give you the wrong answer. So anytime you see a fraction, you want to use parentheses. So I'm going to do parentheses 1 divided by, instead of x, I'm going to plug in -2. So 1 divided by -2 minus 2. And that's going to give me -2.5. Then we're gonna plug in -1. So you're gonna do parentheses 1 divided by -1. Close your parentheses, -2. And that's gonna give you -3. Then we're going to do 0. So we're going to do 1 divided by 0. Close your parentheses, -2. And it's going to give you an error message. So this is actually going to be undefined. Then we're going to do 1 divided by 1. -2 is going to give you -1. And then we're going to do 1 divided by 2. Close the parentheses, -2, which is going to give you -1.5. Any questions about how we got that? All right, the second way you could do it is by using your graphing calculator. So if you have your graphing calculator, you're going to hit y equals, clear out that's in there already. And again, anytime you put in a fraction, you're going to do parentheses, 1 divided by x, close your parentheses, -2. Then go ahead and hit graph, and you'll get a graph that looks like that. You can get your table of values by hitting second function and then graph again, and it's going to give you a table of values. So you can -2, -2.5, so you might have to scroll until you get to -2, but then it will give you all of your points. Any questions about how to do that on your graphing calculator?
Like the table.
What'd you say?
How'd you get like the table?
So when that y equals, hit graph. That will give you the graph. And then to get the table, you're going to hit the blue button, the second function, and hit graph again. Any other questions? Okay, let's go ahead and plot our points then. So we've got -2, -2.5, -3, 0 undefined, 1 -1, and 2 -1.5. And then we're going to connect those points together. And that is our graph. Questions?
Wait, so you did the first two plots at the bottom and then the other two at the top?
Mm-hmm.
Is that so? Will it always be like an undefined in the middle?
Always the undefined in the middle. And then you know which one's the undefined because it's your vertex. So that goes in the middle. 2 numbers that are big and 2 numbers that are
Okay.
Any other questions before we go on? All right, let's look at number 2. F of x equals 1 over x plus 3. Go ahead and write down h and k, and I'm going to call on someone to give me my h and my k. So give me both. What's going to be my h? What's my k? What do you think, Ethan?
One more time.
What's my h value?
The h is gonna be 3, and the k is gonna be 0.
Because you don't have anything after the fraction, so the k is 0. All right, go ahead and give me my vertical asymptote and my horizontal asymptote. Hannah.
Could you move the camera a little bit? I can't see. I think y is -3, and then x is 0.
almost the same as x and y. So vertical asymptote is always x equals, horizontal asymptote is always y equals.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, go ahead and give me the domain and range. Give me the domain and range. Q.
Oh, for the domain, it's gonna be all real numbers. And
All real numbers except what?
x is not equal to -3.
Perfect. And then the range.
It's gonna be all real numbers and y not equal to 0.
Perfect. Yep. Good. All right, let's go ahead and plot our asymptote. So you're going to draw a vertical line through -3 and a horizontal line through 0. All right, let's go ahead and write out our table values. So our x and our y. What x value am I going to put in the middle of my table of values? What x value am I going to put in the middle of my table of values? What do you think, Liana?
I don't know.
It's always dependent on your vertical asymptote. So what is your vertical asymptote equal to?
-3.
Yep, so -3 has to go in the middle.
Okay.
So then you're going to choose two numbers bigger than -3. So let's go with -2 and -1. And then you're going to choose two numbers smaller than -2. So let's go with -4. All right, and then you're gonna either plug it in individually. So if you don't have a graphing calculator, you need to go ahead and plug in each one individually. If that's what you're doing, then just remember, you want a parentheses for the fraction. So you're gonna do 1 over, but since you have an x plus 3, it's not just x by itself. Go ahead and put another parentheses. And instead of x, I'm gonna plug in a -5 plus 3, and then close both of those parentheses. That's 2 closing parentheses, and that's going to give you -0.5. So if you're doing it by hand, you need to go through and plug in -5, -4, -3, -2, and -1. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and use the graphing calculator. So if you have a graphing calculator, hit y equals, clear it out. You need to put a parentheses because you have a fraction. So 1 divided by, and you need to put another parentheses, x plus 3, and close the parentheses. Again, that's because you have something in the denominator. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit graph. And then hit second function graph to get your table of values. And scroll up until you get to -5. So you've got -5, -0.5, -4, -1, -3 error, which means that's your outline. -2, -1. Okay. If you did this by hand, you should be getting the same numbers. Any questions about how to get those numbers? All right, let's go ahead and graph those. So we've got -5, -0.5, -4, -1, -3 undefined, that's already taken care of, -2, 1, and -1, 0.5. And then go ahead and connect those together. And there you have it. Questions on that graph? All right, Anyone need more time to get that down? All right, let's move to the next one then, which is f of x is equal to -4 over x plus 1. First question, what's my h and what's my k? What's my h and k, Karen?
Give me a second. Your K is gonna be 1 and your H is gonna be 0.
Perfect. Go ahead and give me my asymptotes. Venus.
H is 0, then Y is 1.
Yep, x equals 0, y equals 1. Go ahead and give me my domain and my range. Branson.
So it's gonna be y, y. Wait, I can't see. So y equals 1.
So domain is all real numbers except 0. So range would be all real numbers except what, Branson? So remember, domain is x value, so you can have all real numbers except for whatever your asymptote is. So what do you think goes here for my range?
Ain't it 1?
Yeah. I thought you'd said that for domain. So domain is 0, but range is 1. So make sure you know the difference. Domain has to be x, range has to be y.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go ahead and plot your asymptote. So you've got x equals 0, so go ahead and draw a vertical line through x equals 0. And then draw a horizontal line through y equals 1. All right, from here, we're gonna go ahead and draw our table of values. So you've got your x and you've got your y. What x value am I gonna put in the middle of my table? What x value am I gonna put in the middle of my table? What do you think, Sandra?
You said 0?
Because it's always whatever your vertical asymptote is. So 0 goes in the middle. Choose two numbers bigger than 0. So let's go with 1 and 2. And then two numbers smaller than 0. So let's go with -1 and -2. All right, for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and do it with my regular calculator. So if you have your graphing calculator, you can go ahead and plug this equation in and get your table of values. I'm gonna do this one by hand. So always put parentheses around your fraction. So -4 divided by -2, and then close your parentheses. Plus 1, that gives you +3. Now we're going to do parentheses, -4 divided by -1. Close your parentheses, plus 1 gives you 5. Then you're going to do -4 divided by 0. Close your parentheses, plus 1. Uh-oh, that's an error, so that's your undefined. Then you're going to do -4. -4 divided by +1, close the parentheses, add 1, and that's going to be -3. And then you're going to do -4 divided by 2, close the parentheses, plus 1, that's going to give you -1. Any questions about how to get those values? All right, let's go ahead and plot these. So you've got -2, 3, -1, 5, 0 undefined, 1 -3, and 2 -1. And then you're going to connect those points together, and that will be your graphola. Any questions on that? Okay, for the last problem, I'm going to divide you all up into groups. So we're going to use the breakout rooms, and you are going to work with your group to get that last problem completed, and then I'll call you back at 2:36 to go over the answers. So you're going to have 6 minutes with your group to do that last problem. Are there any questions before I release you to your breakout rooms? Okay. We are going to go into our breakout rooms. You're going to be in groups of 2 to 3. 2 to 3. Liana, make sure that you join your breakout room.
Mine do like vertical and the other line like -2 and -2, like the H and the K.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me see.
Put that in my calculator. It's on like the positive side.
Remember, your H has to be opposite.
Oh, it does?
Mm-hmm.
For the
For the
what's it
opposite.
called?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I did it right then. Just a little bit off.
Cool. I'll come back and check in on y'all. You have no other questions.
Okay.
Everything.
Girl, what?
Yeah.
How we doing?
No, the
We good.
Hello,
Miss Barwell.
Yes, Venus.
Okay. I need help with my graphing calculator. Let me see if I can turn this thing around. Okay. So my graphing calculator. I don't remember how to put it in.
So go to Y.
Well,
Okay,
I
good.
remember how. Yeah, go ahead.
Now do your sorry, do parentheses. Oh my gosh, Venus, I'm gonna get a headache.
I'm sorry.
Okay, 3 divided by put another parentheses because that x is next to that -2. No, not that type. Yep, x -2. Close
See?
parentheses.
Then it's -2.
Then close your parentheses. And then close it again.
Do I close it again?
Yeah, because you have the one in front of the 3 as well that you need to address. No.
Like this?
No, delete up until x -2 and that end parentheses. So delete that -2 at the end. Delete that minus sign. Now put another closed parentheses. There you go. No, a closed one, not an open one.
Oh man. Hold on, where my delete button go? Then put a closed one.
And then you can do the -2.
Okay, that's a lot of work, but okay.
It's less work than having to graph it out.
And then you press second, and then graph again. Then you gotta find a little thing of things. Mine was dumb.
I have a question. What time do we, when's the latest we should get our graphing calculator?
Probably I said next Monday, but
Oh, righty.
all right.
Hmm.
Another group. It was a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye. How are we doing, y'all?
Good.
You guys finish the problem?
No. Remember?
You guys got any questions?
No, we good.
Okay.
Okay.
Did not-
Huh?
I was asking Sandra if she's doing all right.
I can't hear you well. Like, you going in and out.
Sandra, I was just asking if you were doing all right, if you had any questions.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. It looks like everyone is done with their breakout rooms. Go ahead and take a moment to check your answers with mine. Are there any questions about this last problem? Any questions? All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit more time to check over your work before I put the closing slide up, but your only homework tonight is the Big Ideas Math 7.2 assignment. That will be due on Monday at 11:59 p.m. So I highly recommend that you try it this weekend so you can ask questions on Monday. It's gonna be due Monday night. Anyone have any questions before we go?
Yes. You said you were gonna help me.
Oh yes. Remember I asked at the beginning if anyone had any questions about the homework?
Oh, I was trying to get on. I probably missed it.
Okay, I can stick around for a few minutes after.
Okay.
Okay. All right, everyone. If you're done, you're free to go. I'll see you on Monday. Have a good weekend. All right, Karen, what did you need help with?
So numbers 15 and up, I did not understand. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up.
Did you look at example 3 on your notes?
I did. It like I don't know if I didn't take them right. I'll show you my notes. But it's like not very
Yeah, okay, let's do 15 and 17, and then I think you should be okay.
okay.
Okay. 15, correct me if I'm wrong, the problem says that x and y vary inversely. X is equal to 5 and y is equal to -4, correct?
Give me 1 second. I'm still not logged in. Whoops. Okay, I'm there.
Okay, so yeah, it says x equals 5, y equals -4, and they vary inversely. So whenever it says vary inversely, you know the equation is y equals a over x.
Okay.
So we're going to plug in a -4 because we want to find out what that a is. So we're going to plug in -4 for y. We're going to plug in a 5 for x. And then we got to solve for a. So we're going to multiply both sides by 5. So you'll get 5 times -4, which is -20. 5's canceled out, so you're left with a.
See, I got that. I just don't know how to put it into the
The big idea is math. Okay, so
yeah, because it kept saying I was
you got -20 over x. The biggest problem, and I don't like big ideas math for this, is you have to put the negative sign first and then put the fraction because it gets angry at you if you try to do -20 in the numerator. So put the negative sign first and then type in the fraction.
okay, give me 1 second here. And then I just put x below it.
Mm-hmm. Did that work?
Yeah, it did. Okay, so so would it be the same for the bottom one?
Yeah, because it asks you to find it when x is equal to 3, right? So you're just plugging in a 3. You can't simplify that any further. So it has to just stay -20 over 3, but again, put the negative sign first and then do the fraction.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay, so that was the problem. I thought I was like completely wrong, and I was like, well, what am I doing? And then I was like, oh crap.
No, is that so? You're getting the right answers. You're just forgetting, or not forgetting, but you made
Not putting it in the format they wanted.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, easy problem to fix then.
Okay. Well, I think I'm good then.
All right, sounds good. Have
Thank
a
you.
good rest of the day. Have a good weekend.
Thank you too. Enjoy your pizza.
Thank you.